Pura Vida. This is the lambs. We are the lambs.
We are the lambs.
We are the lambs. And this is our middle-class midlife makeover here in Costa Rica. We called it Lambs on the Lamb.
This is Matt Lamb.
And this is Mary Lamb.
Yep.
Yes.
Serious as you and I can ever be.
Well, yeah. And at the same time, real. I want to be real.
There you go.
And moving to a foreign country is a big deal. We love it here in Costa Rica. We've done a year's worth of research. We've been here 8 weeks. So we're kind of committed. We got skin in the game, as it were. And at the same time, we would be remiss if we did not also talk about the difficulties. All of our experiences aren't Hollywood moments that everything works out perfectly and the stars all align and all the things. It's challenging moving anywhere, even when we've moved in our previous lives around the United States. Moving to a foreign country, that's a whole nother level.
I would say for me, one of the things that was the hardest to deal with, especially right at first, was the lack of familiarity of everything. So I go to any Target store in the US, it might not be laid out like my Target store, but I'm going to know where most things are. I'm going to know that they always put the peanut butter and the jelly in the same aisle as each other. But here, that's not the way it is. First of all, there is no Target. But secondly, even if you were to go to one of the Walmarts in San Jose, those are laid out differently and they're not necessarily laid out similarly even. So where one store might put the peanut butter next to the jelly, another store might have a whole different section for jellies because those are going to be maybe near the fruit juices, and then the peanut butter is going to be over by bread or something. It's just there's no consistency to how the stores are laid out, even for a chain such as Walmart. So, or big box store, I don't know, are we saying the name? Anyway, the point is, there's a lot of unfamiliarity, and the same with just how the roads look. Everything looks different. You don't recognize the names of any of these stores, and the names of the stores are not in your language. And so it's harder to get those names to stick when you don't have any idea what they mean. It's just a jumble of letters to you. So that could be kind of disconcerting.
Yeah, it definitely is. For example, in the States, you drive past a QT, a convenience store, or Valero, or one of the other
Circle
ones.
K, whatever.
Circle K, yeah. You know what that store has, pretty much. Here, that's not the case. There isn't the brand consistency between retailers and stores that allows you to look at the marquee or the sign and know what's inside.
Right.
Doesn't exist. Everything is an Easter egg hunt. So there's nothing familiar, right? Which you understand when you're coming here, it's all going to be different. And I think the difficulty lies in your comfort level. I know for me specifically, the first week or two that I was here, when we went to the Mas Palmeros or Walmart in San Jose, I was very much in my American mindset. Let's hit the parking lot. Let's get the best parking spot we can get. Here's our list. It's alphabetized, or if you're really good, like I was back home, I had it laid out by aisle, so I knew what I could buy by aisle and get in and out of the store as quickly as possible. The first couple times we went, I was so agitated by being there because everything was just everywhere. There wasn't a whole lot of logic to the organization of the products and shelving and all those things.
And I remember thinking when we were at the Walmart that first time that, he was going a mile a minute. And I'm thinking, but we don't know where anything is. Why don't we look around a little so that we know where things are located the next time we come?
That was a huge mind shift for me. And I really had to deliberately throttle down and slow down to enjoy the experience and not be in that rushed American mindset. It was very challenging.
For sure. And I think that's an important thing to remember when you're coming to Costa Rica, when you're going to any foreign country. Things will be different. You are not coming to the United States, but in Spanish. It's a different country with different customs, different cultures, different beliefs, different systems. And one thing you can do to help yourself is to choose joy. Just decide to be happy, no matter what the circumstance. I'm not saying, you're going to get mugged and you'll be like, this is the greatest day of my life. Probably you're not going to get mugged anyway. But my point is, it will behoove you to have a positive outlook on even the quirky experiences that you have.
Mary's absolutely right.
As usual.
Really? Okay. Here are some things that we've started doing differently, because I'll be honest, folks, we hit a low spot the first,
it was like 3 to 4 weeks in.
Yeah, man, we were.
It
was not great.
Buyer's remorse happening.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. We were sad and not doing great. So things you have to do differently here, at least for us, is when somebody says, hey, give me a call sometime, you actually do that here, particularly if they're expats and they say, here's my number. you actually give that person a call or a message, because
For sure.
you're going to need to talk to them. You're going to need some support in terms of encouragement or shortcuts of, yeah, don't go there for this, go there for that. You're going to need those folks. And that's not something we do in the States. Like we see our neighbor like, hey, you should come over for a beer sometime. We never actually have a beer with that neighbor, right? No. Here, you actually need to do that. And that was something that was hard for me, is to change that mindset of the casual social commitment or obligation that we've made somebody. Hey, I'll call you sometime, or I'll send you a text. You actually really need to do that. And it's not for them, it's for you.
Yes.
You need to do that for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Or yeah, if there's a weekly breakfast
Right.
put on by some local expat organization, go to the breakfast. Even yesterday, we go to a weekly Spanish class, and neither of us really wanted to go. We were so tired. But I said, okay, you need the practice.
Right.
I appreciate the camaraderie, and we need to get out of the house. And so we went, and absolutely we were glad we went. It was a great class, and we were bulking up our Spanish, and it was just, I'm glad we went.
Yeah.
Even though we had just thought, I don't want to do this, but we needed that interaction.
Absolutely. So there you have it. There's some of our thoughts. In a nutshell, you're coming to a different country. You're going to need to approach things differently. And that's very difficult to change things within yourself. For example, as I was talking about earlier, reaching out to people you really don't know, who gave you their number. They really do want to hear from you. It's not a politeness that they're doing by saying, here's my number, reach out to me anytime. That you really mean it here.
And I think that because expats have all been in your shoes, we've all moved to this country. We've all been there. So we want to help. We want to help your transition be easier maybe than ours was.
And don't feel bad. Don't feel like you've done something wrong. When you hit that wall, when you get here and you're like, I don't understand. This is Pura Vida. This is all the things. It is all the things. You're just going to have to change gears a little bit. And that's easy to do, actually. When you pay attention, when you listen to your friends, when you make new connections, and you get that reassuring voice of folks like us and other expats who've been here for a minute, who've gone through exactly what you're going through in that moment. And we've all gone through it, as Mary said.
So please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment. What's something if you're already here, what's something you've struggled with? Or if you are concerned about, oh, well, but I already suffer from depression. Is that going to make it worse? Ask us those questions. We're happy to answer them for you.
Yes, and we would love to help you with any of those topics and all those things. We're real. We're not rich. We're middle class. We're just making our lives over again. So hence our middle class midlife makeover here in Costa Rica. Lambs on the lamb. Like, subscribe, and yeah, comment. Let us know how we might be able to offer some insight on anything you want. Or if we don't know the answer, we probably know somebody that does.